The Lord be with you, beloved Pillar community. I hope you're well. We're shifting our practices of communication this week from our everyday emails with video devotionals to a less frequent pattern. You can expect every Wednesday to get an email we call the Pillar Weekly with information about the life of Pillar. In that email will be a link to a week's worth of daily devotionals. On Friday, you'll get an email prepping you for Sunday worship, and then occasionally on Mondays, there'll be an email from me with notes about our life. As we shift this week to worshiping inside, and all of the questions that brings for me personally, for us as a community, for the common good of our region, I want to return with you to the place we began all the way back in March, the first Monday of lockdown. March 16, we gathered around these words together. For God alone, my soul waits in silence. From him comes my salvation. He alone is my rock and my salvation, my fortress. I shall never be shaken. Those words have been like a rudder in the choppy waters of the last 5+ months of our life together. For God alone, my soul waits in silence. From him comes my salvation. He alone is my rock and my salvation, my fortress. I shall never be shaken. I want to go again to this word, silence. For God alone, my soul waits in silence. If I've heard it once, I've heard it 100 times in the last several months. I just don't know what to say. How do you respond? What word do you speak in the midst of the chaos of coronavirus, the upheaval of racial injustice, the devastation of social challenge all across our country? What do you say? Some of us, if we're honest, sometimes we say too much. Others of us simply don't know what to say. If you've ever found yourself in that spot, you just don't know what to say, you don't know what word to speak, I want to invite you to consider that an invitation. An invitation into silence. For God alone, my soul waits in silence. And in the silence, not denying the pain, actually move towards the pain, but inviting God to be active, to pursue, to show up. For God alone, my soul waits in silence. Rather than feeling frustrated that you don't know what to say, allow the silence to be a prayer. God. I was listening to an interesting podcast earlier this morning about a man named Jerome who has a stutter. He can go 45 seconds, up to a minute, between words. The interviewer interviewing Jerome asked him how he deals with that. He said something interesting. He said, the silence between the words, I've come to consider a prayer of intercession, asking God for the next word. If you don't know what to say, maybe allow the silence to be a prayer of intercession, asking God for the next word. For God alone, my soul waits in silence. Peace of Christ be with you, friends.